All right, let's be real for a second. Because if you're living in America right now and trying to build even a halfway decent life, this is probably going to hit way too close to home. Because there was a time when people used to believe that if you worked hard, kept your head down, paid your bills, and stayed consistent, you could eventually build something solid, maybe get your own place, stack some savings, buy a home one day, start a family, and actually feel like you were moving up. But now, for a whole lot of Americans, that dream is getting wrecked by one thing that shows up every single month like a punch to the chest, and that thing is rent. Because rent is not just expensive anymore, it's straight up suffocating people. And that's what makes this so brutal. Because a lot of folks are not out here messing around with their money. They're working full time. Some are working 2 jobs, some are picking up overtime, and they're still watching a giant chunk of their paycheck disappear just to live in a basic apartment that doesn't even feel worth the price. And if you've ever looked at what people are paying for rent right now and thought, no way this place should cost that much, you're not crazy. Because across America, rent has gotten so out of hand that people are not just struggling to save, they're struggling to breathe financially, and that changes everything. Because once rent starts eating half your income, you're not building a future anymore, you're just trying to survive the month, and that's where the American dream starts falling apart. Because the dream was never supposed to be about grinding non-stop just to stay in the same spot. It was supposed to be about progress, stability, and the chance to actually get ahead. But for millions of people right now, rent is killing that chance before it even gets started. And the wild part is, this is not just a big city problem anymore. This thing has spread way beyond New York, LA, and San Francisco. Because now even regular cities and suburbs that used to feel affordable are hitting people with rent prices that make no sense. And when that happens, the whole rest of your life gets squeezed. Because if rent is draining your check, then saving money gets pushed aside, paying down debt gets harder, emergencies feel scarier, and buying a house starts feeling like some joke your parents got to live through but you never will. And that's why people are so frustrated right now, because they're doing what they were told to do and still feeling broke, still feeling behind, still feeling like no matter how hard they grind, they can't get real traction. And after a while, that starts messing with your head. Because instead of feeling like you're climbing, you feel like you're running on a treadmill that keeps getting faster, and the more rent goes up, the more people delay everything. They delay moving out, delay marriage, delay kids, delay home ownership, delay almost every major life move. Because how are you supposed to plan a future when your housing cost is already swallowing the money that should have gone toward your future in the first place? And that's why rent is not just a financial issue, it becomes a life issue. Because it takes away options, and once your options disappear, so does your freedom. Because now you can't easily leave a bad job. You can't take a pay cut to switch careers, you can't really take risks, and you definitely can't relax because every month that rent payment is sitting there waiting for you like a reminder that one wrong move could throw your whole situation off. And that kind of pressure wears people down over time, even if they don't talk about it. And social media makes it even worse because you scroll online and see people living in nice apartments, rooftop views, clean kitchens, city lights, looking like everything is smooth. But what you don't see is how many of those same people are quietly stressed out, stretched thin, and one rent payment away from panic. And that's the scam of modern American life right now, because the outside can look polished, while the numbers underneath are completely wrecked. And once rent gets too high, every other cost starts hitting harder too. Groceries feel worse, car repairs feel worse, insurance feels worse, and even trying to go out and enjoy life starts feeling like a bad financial decision. And that's when people start asking the real question: what exactly am I working this hard for if I still can't get ahead? And honestly, that question is the whole point. Because when normal working people can't comfortably afford normal housing, something is broken, period. And the scary part is a lot of younger Americans are starting to think this is just normal. Like struggling to pay rent while making decent money is just what adult life is supposed to feel like, but it's not. And the more people accept that as normal, the worse this gets. Because rent is quietly becoming one of the biggest reasons people can't save, can't invest, can't build wealth, and can't live with any real sense of security. And that's why this conversation matters so much. Because rent is not just taking money, it's taking momentum, peace of mind, and the ability to build a stable future. And if this hit home, hit the like button because it helps push these real conversations to more people who need them. Subscribe for more straight-up talk about money and real life in America, and drop a comment telling me the craziest rent price you've seen lately, because honestly, that number says everything about where this country is headed.